Messed up already. Hello, hello. Welcome to Dylan's Dive Bar. I am your host, Randy, aka Elaine Dillon, and I am here today with the man behind iAmWoe Media. Okay, we are here with the man with the plan, the man with the vision, Mr. Dwayne Sutton. Hello.
Hello, world. Hello. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm from the drink.
Yes, we are. I mean, it wouldn't be the dive bar without drinks. So here's the deal, y'all. This is our first show back with a guest, and we have our fearless leader, which is what I literally call him all the time, fearless leader in the building. I am super, super excited, y'all, to have him come from behind the camera, behind the desk, and come talk to the dive bar audience. So let's start things off. All right. So if this is your first time tuning in to Dylan's Dive Bar, just know that the Dive Bar is about conversations, community, and cocktails. We're having conversations that are sparking thought. Okay. We want to create change and we start with ourselves. So we're going to be having those talks about some certain subject matters. Sometimes they make it a little uncomfortable. It's always humorous, but that's what we do. So if you remember from season 1, we had some great talks about financial literacy, about health and skincare and all that good stuff. We are definitely going to keep that going in season 2. So we are also about community. Guys, we want to support one another. We have several shows on the iAmWoe Media podcast group, and we want to support one another, but we support each other in the changes that we want to make in our lives, whatever those changes are. And of course, cocktails. It would not be a dive bar without cocktails.
That's right.
It has to have, we have to have cocktails. So I'm excited because we're making a classic tonight. Like this is a classic. This is grown folk cocktails. Okay. These are for people who like alcohol. Okay. So if that's you. If you were tuning in on the IG this week, we're making Manhattans. I'm super excited because that's one of my favorite drinks too.
I'm right there with you.
So we're definitely going to make those. So let's talk tonight about our quick dips. So our quick dip is a little serious. And it made me kind of sad when this happened. It's a little serious. So the quick dip tonight, we have to do something about the mistrust between the Black and brown community and police officers. So I was in Sam's, y'all. And you know how when you leave Sam's, you have to get your little receipt scanned and they check your basket, all that stuff. There was I'll say a grandfather possibly in front of me, had 2 young kids. They were a Black family. The little boy was not tall as a shopping cart. Okay. He was a little boy. He saw the police officer that was standing at the door, and he was standing there with his hands up, staring at her like he didn't care that she was a Black woman. He saw a police officer, and he's standing there with his hands up and staring at her like he never took his eyes off of her. And then as they were walking out, he walked out backwards and was still staring at her with his hands up. And I'm looking and I'm like, this isn't what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing this. Am I really seeing this? And I asked the lady, and so I was like, did he? I said, was he staring at the police officer? And she was like, oh my God, I don't know. I wasn't even paying attention. Nobody paid attention to the fact that this little boy already has his guard up when it comes to the police. And I don't know what we are supposed to tell our kids. Because I mean, we tell them comply. We tell them, you know, don't make any sudden movements, around the adult that is fully armed, with all this protection. Don't you make any sudden movements. But he's so little. And for him to be that young and already have his guard up and an awareness that he needs to be nervous, that says a lot. And it's like, we can't tell them, trust police, because then we feel like we're setting them up. So what are the conversations that we're supposed to have with our kids regarding police officers? Because we can't change the fact that they see things on TV or on social media. We can't change what they see. And we can't lie to them. We can't tell them, all those people were bad because we already know that's not true. And they'll hear the stories about what really went down. So the question now is, what do we do? Because that's a real thing right now. That's a real conversation that parents have to have with their kids or adults have to have with the kids in their lives. Because whether you have kids or not, there are kids in your life. So what are those conversations like that we have to have with them? So what are your thoughts? Especially one as a Black man and two as a Black father.
Let's just go ahead and keep it above. It's a conversation we can't afford to not have.
Right.
It's a conversation, no matter how much you want to try to protect your child's innocence. I got to rob them of the innocence in dealing with police before I have to rob them of the innocence in dealing with Santa Claus.
Right.
Because our babies are getting gunned down. Absolute nonsense. When you hear the name Tamir Rice, you know what? How old was he when he got gunned down?
12.
My kids just turned 14.
Yeah.
And I have to tell not just my son, my daughter, take your hoodie off when you come into the store. Like, get the hood off your head. I know that's where you're comfortable at, but you can't afford to make those mistakes. We just got to have the raw, honest conversations, but at the same time, to keep the fear down. Everybody's not bad.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunately, there's an occasional bad apple amongst the bunch. Either way it goes, your first interaction should be as if they are. Your job as a Black man, that's what I tell my son. Your job, number one, as a Black man, is always to make it home.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day. No matter what you do, you make it home. If your sister's with you, job number two. Make sure she make it home.
Right. Right.
By any means necessary.
Right.
And that's her sworn protector. That's what it is. It's tough, but it's necessary.
And then we have to think about how, because I mean, let's since we're keeping it up, how unfair is it that we have to make other people comfortable with our existence? We can't wear hoodies, but other races can. We can't sit quietly somewhere because then we're being suspicious. But then if we're being too loud, we're being a disturbance. It's like we have to walk on eggshells 24/7 constantly because I can't scare you. I can't annoy you. And sometimes just the fact that I'm existing annoys you. Well, I'm not going to stop existing. So now we have to look at us making other people comfortable with our presence when no one makes us feel comfortable with their presence. People have no problem making Black people feel uncomfortable.
You know who's responsible for us feeling comfortable? Each other. You ain't never walked to a bar and you looking for your people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That right there, I'm not alone. That's what that means.
Right, right. We never want to be the only Black person in the room.
I'm good. As long as we got us, we'll be all right.
Now, there are times where you can be the only Black person in the room, even if you're not the only Black person in the room.
I don't like to be in that room for too long.
I'm just saying. Sometimes there are people that look like us, but they're not one of us.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
And then you have to be like, God dang it, you too. Mm-hmm. But these are realities. These are realities that we have to deal with because you're gonna go in and be like, oh, okay, somebody that look like me, and then you talk to them, we ain't the same. We ain't the same. Now, it was a pleasure meeting you. Thanks. All right, and we got to keep moving.
The difference is this is who you are. I'm code switching.
Right, right. So that's just something I definitely want us to, as a community, we have to come together on that and figuring out a way where our children, even though they are aware, they're not scared all the time. You don't want them to be scared all the time. So that's our quick dip. That's just something like I called Courtney. I was crying because I was so sad that this little boy was thinking about that. Like, that's so sad that a child that little was thinking about.
Let me drop one more last one. And we'll push them. Let's do a better job of trying to get the police involved in our community. I remember, back when we were in elementary school, they had career days and stuff. Mm-hmm. You would bring the police in and get the kids comfortable and acquainted. I think we kind of need to go back to some of those moments, so they can see them for themselves and see that they're not the big bad wolf or whatever. but that's going to start with because they work for the community. You feel me?
They are supposed to.
So, right, all skin folk.
Ain't kinfolk.
But you my kinfolk.
Agree. Who is that?
That's my cousin.
Hey, cuz. Hey, cuz. Hey, fam. All right. Yes, she's absolutely right. Just because we look alike don't mean we are alike. Just keep that in mind. So, all right. So that's our quick dip. We should definitely get them involved. Let's do our restaurant shout out. So, Crew Food and Wine Bar. It is in the Battery. It is absolutely amazing. Have you ever been there?
Yeah.
I went there for my birthday once, and it is a wine bar. Y'all, when I say wine bar, literally you walk in, one of the walls is a wine shelf. That's all it is. It's just bottles of wine. And it is delicious. They have like 4 beers total, but other than that, it's all wine. So if you are a wine drinker, Crew is for you. You definitely need to check it out. Go to the Battery, Truist Park, and it's CRU, and it has a beautiful inside interior. It's very, very calming. Like it's mostly like white tables, white linens, and then you have this huge wine wall, y'all. I did the brunch, and I got the waffles, chicken and waffles, and the waffles were amazing.
You got red velvet?
I got ones that had strawberries and stuff on.
I'll take it.
It was good. It was great, by the way. So I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And they have a lot of specials sometimes. Like they'll do one where like you buy a bottle of wine and you get like a whole pizza. So, but
no, shit, I can do that.
Right. So but there, y'all, the wine selection is insane. Like some of the wines you'll look at, you'll be like, it's $98 a bottle. Oh my God. So I wasn't invited to that brunch. You know what? I'm sick of you. I'm so sick of you. Y'all already know who that is. That's Lady Cole. That's the best friend. It was a family brunch after church. She saw me the rest of the month in February for my birthday, y'all. So, anyways, but it's a good place. It's a good spot to go. So if you like wine, or if you want to get more familiar with wine, go in there. Now, sometimes the bartenders seem to know more about the wine than the servers did. I was a little annoyed by that. For y'all that don't know, I have a background in hospitality, and if you work somewhere, you need to know your menu. That bothers my soul, y'all. Like, I'm hard on people in this industry. Now, I will advocate for you as much as possible, but I'm hard on people in this industry, especially if I'm tipping you. Like, get it together. Because I've been on the other side of the table. I understand. You need to know, and that's what I tell my bartenders. You got to know your bar. You got to know what you're selling. Okay? Because if somebody has a question, you can't be over there to myself. What is a What is that? What is So you know your shit. Training. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all need to get on your training. So tonight we are making Manhattans. Yes, I am a boss all day. So we are making Manhattans tonight. And we have some very, very interesting looking cups. Compliments of Lady Co. So let's talk about our drink. All right. So our drink is the Manhattan, and it did originate in New York, in Manhattan. And it's a very simple drink. There are 2 ingredients. We're gonna add a third one, but it's typically 2 ingredients. This is one of your favorites?
I'm simple. That's what I like.
You know what? I'm not going to chew that. So it is sweet vermouth and either a blended whiskey or a bourbon whiskey. And your girl is a bourbon kind of girl. So we rocking with bourbon tonight. Okay. Now, some of your recipes will include bitters, and we do have some bitters tonight. So if you've been watching the dive bar, you already know about bitters. Tonight we have chocolate bitters. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So bitters are going to be our aromatics, and they're going to add just another depth and layer of flavor to our drink. So let's get started with our sweet vermouth. And you can add a lot or as much as you want. A little sweet vermouth in there.
Okay. How sweet we talking?
Now, sweet does not mean sweet like sugar.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. So a vermouth is actually called an aperitif, which means it is an appetite stimulant.
Well, go ahead then.
So that's why you serve a lot of martinis and like
put some of that back
sidecars. That's why you serve a lot of those in the beginning, like when they do like cocktail hour and stuff like that, because they're trying to get you hungry for the meal.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this is our bitters, our chocolate bitters. Y'all know it kind of come out like hot sauce. Now I'm a bitters person. I am the one that's like bitter me up because I like bitters. Love the aroma. You can put this in anything. Now, Manhattan and old fashions are traditional with bitters. Me, myself personally, I do what I want to do. I put it in everything. I put this in white hot chocolate. I put it in hot chocolate, coffee, whatever I'm feeling at the moment. So, I have my little bitters. And let you add your
I feel
bitters.
right at home with it. It does come out like hot sauce. Want some hot sauce on my burrito, baby? You know you look good to me.
This is why we keep him behind the camera, y'all. All right, so we're gonna do a bourbon whiskey.
Now we talking.
This is Jim Beam for those of you who don't know. Now, one of the things about bourbon, if you look at bottles, a lot of your bourbons are gonna say Kentucky on there because 95% of bourbons are made in Kentucky. Okay, they're made with distilled with not less than 51% corn. So corn is one of the main ingredients in your bourbons, and they're typically made in Kentucky. So when you see that on the bottle, you know it's a bourbon.
Okay.
Now this one, it was a gift from a client. I did a wedding. They had it left. They didn't open it. So I was like, can I have it? They're like, yeah, it's got the Atlanta Braves on there. We won the World Series, baby. So yeah, even once this bottle gets empty, it's not going nowhere. We're gonna hold on to this. Yes, we're gonna hold on to this. So I'm gonna just add my bourbon.
Don't be scared.
And you add your bourbon. You got as much or as little as you want to. It's all on you.
We're gonna have a damn good show tonight.
I love it. That's all what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Don't be scared. Never scared. What up, Chaz? This is Woe is in the building. All right, so we're gonna give a little swirl.
But I gotta be good tonight. I don't have to be good tonight, right?
Hey, you do what you feel, sir.
That's right.
At the dive bar, there's no judgment. So we're gonna swirl that up. Just
no judgment. I love areas like that. All right. So
all right, we're gonna cheers to this.
There we go.
All right. First of all, you gotta smell it. Get that aroma.
That's for God.
Oh my God. Y'all.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't have to say nothing the rest of the show.
Yes, he does.
But I have a job to do, so I'm gonna be here and do that.
This is what happens when you're at the dive bar. We make your drinks. We make your drinks. Okay. This is delicious.
This is it.
Okay. Hey, Kim.
Give me, baby. Yeah.
So, y'all, get you a Manhattan. Okay. Get you a Manhattan. Everything is room temp, so it's smooth, and the aromas are really coming through with the sweet vermouth and the bourbon and then the chocolate bitters. Telling you.
Yeah, God is good, and so is this drink.
Welcome to the Dive Bar 2024. So we're gonna go to commercial break, and when we come back, we gonna put this man in the hot seat. No, I'm lying. We gonna have a great conversation about this man here, the man behind iAmWoe Media. Y'all, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. We will see you in a second. We'll be right back. We are back. Welcome back to the Dive Bar, y'all. We are in the building with the man behind the vision. iAmWoe Media. This is Dwayne Sutton AKA Woe. Come on, Jazz. Come on, Jazz. With the naughty suggestions. Again, no judgment here at the Dive Bar.
I'll be home soon.
Hold him low. We're gonna let him finish his drink and get right back to you. I'm an advocate of all health marriages. All right. So, y'all, let's start talking with this man right here. So, if you saw on the page. We're going to be talking about his vision for this company that he is, this empire that you're freaking creating. Okay. So if anybody knows me, if you're around me, I'm always trying to motivate you. I'm always going to speak bigger things into your life. So right now for him, he's like, no, this is going to be a media mogul empire, international, worldwide. It's going to be all this stuff because I said so. And so at the dive bar, what I say goes. So this empire that you're building, that's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
All right. Start us from the beginning. How did iAmWoe get? First of all, how did you get the name Woe? Let's start there.
I love JSU. I was blessed, specifically by a young lady named Kiffany. Kiffy, baby, what's up, mama? But we're from, me and my boy, we from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and that ain't but an hour from New Orleans.
Okay.
So if you grew up in the era where we grew up in, the hot boy era, Wody was the slang. Wody. You know, I'm so like, even right now, I'm elated that, you know, BG's home. Yeah, that's my dog. So, you know, he used to say Wody a lot. We short. What's that, Wo? What's that, Wo? But he was a smaller version of me, if you will.
Okay.
So he actually was Whoa. I'm Whoa. Because I'm twice his size.
Okay.
But then, I guess as you get older, it's not as cute anymore.
Whoa.
So, you
What up,
know,
whoa.
only a handful of people actually still say whoa. And they just was like, that's how we talk to each other now. So I still call it, what up, whoa? What up, whoa? Chilling. So,
Okay. I've always wanted to know that. So I'm glad he's in the hot seat tonight, y'all. So there we go. All right, so Whoa, how did we get to the iAmWoe podcast, which has now become the media conglomerate that we are growing into?
believe it or not, a battle with anxiety.
Okay.
For me, my anxiety has the most random triggers. And it's anytime I feel like something's spiraling out of control and I don't have a good grasp. That's very rare for me because I'm a problem solver. I always feel like everything can be adjusted. There's always a way out of something. Sometimes you just gotta go through. But there's always a way to deal with things. When it got to a point, I started having triggers and I couldn't figure out why. I started having to do some soul searching. And when I have my issues, my spells, I don't really talk well to others. Tend to shut down. I don't feel safe. I don't like to be touched. Like, it's bad. And it started getting worse. Had an episode in the middle of Kroger. I didn't want to see people. I'm in the middle of a store.
Oh wow.
And I didn't want to see people. Every time I saw somebody, I just didn't feel safe. And I just started shutting down. And I remember my wife, she had to like pray over me in the middle of aisle. I'm facing into the shelves of some chips, crying.
Wow.
So, all right, man. I don't know how we're gonna get out of this one, other than going through. So, I used to do a sports show with my guys in the zone, and then that kind of left me. You know, we had to vacate that, and I was left without a platform to just even talk. Like, I was just strictly sports, but I started learning I got more to me. So the wife actually purchased DwayneSutton.com to kind of push me out there. So iAmWoe birthday is April 3rd. That's her birthday. I decided I was going to start it, and I just got on a cell phone and I just started talking about things I was dealing with, things I had been going through, trying to sort some stuff out to try to make my way through my bouts. And it turned out people started DMing me, man, like you're really a big help. I ain't know nobody was even listening.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't about no relationships, no nothing. Just trying to be the best version of myself. And then I said, okay, well, it's time to bring some others along. And so I made it where it was something for other people. And then eventually I needed to talk sports, brought along sports, and next thing you know, pandemic hit.
Mm.
We're not really doing audio, can't be around each other because we used to huddle up at the house at a table like this, and round talk that thing. Well, we can't be around each other. Started doing video. And then Cole came along because I needed a sidekick. DT went through some things. And she stepped in and she never left. She never left my side. God bless her.
Yeah.
And from there,
that's my best friend. I love her to pieces.
From there, it really came to like others started gravitating when I just said, we're gonna start doing something with this. We're gonna figure something out, And 2023, like May of 2023 is when the media group actually got established. So it ain't even a year. Don't worry, we got a lot of shit to do.
We ain't going nowhere.
We got a lot of shit to do.
So we got to talk about the pandemic. I think that was crazy for a lot of people for so many reasons. So one, you have the people who, like me, I'm a people person to a certain extent. But after a while, I'll be like, social battery dying.
Man.
Ready to go home. Being around a lot of people. It's a lot. Oh my God. And I did not realize how much I like being in the house. I was like, oh, I'm okay.
That shit taught me something.
I was like, I'm okay. And they were like, we can't go nowhere. I'm okay. The only thing that was hard was family members that I didn't live with. Because like I couldn't see my mom face to face because my mom is older and she has pre-existing conditions. And like my mom and my sister stay together. And my sister was keeping her on lockdown because like our mom, like bad, like upper respiratory infections, bronchitis, she'll get it real quick. So we were like, no. And I was going out and delivering groceries. That's how I was making money.
Amazon, I was doing it.
I was with Shipped. And I got good. They were sending me stuff. They were sending me shirts and bags. They were like, you're doing so many orders. I'm like, I got bills.
I was getting stuff too.
But I did not, and I'm like, that's the only thing. And since I was going out, I couldn't go to visit my mom because I'm like, I'm out and about. I can't bring whatever I'm in contact with to her. So I'm like, I got to see my dad. Thank goodness. He adjusted crazy well. My dad used to be up, like if you got up at 10 o'clock, he was gone. He was already gone. He was gone for the day. He would be gone all day. He would come back at night, and that was it.
During the pandemic?
No, before the pandemic.
Oh, before the pandemic.
So then he got a little older, and maybe it was 12 o'clock. Okay, he'd be gone. So we were like, what he gonna do during this pandemic? He can't go nowhere. When I tell you, adjusting was not an issue for him.
That's because Atlanta didn't shut down.
You know what? For the month of March, y'all, we did. Because I was out there. I was doing groceries. During March, you could, it don't matter what time of day you was out. It could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You saw 3 cars. And it was all going to the grocery store or leaving the grocery store because we was all delivering groceries. That's what we was doing. That's why we was outside. Because we was delivering groceries. Everybody else was in the house. Gas was like 4 cents a gallon. That was the best time of the year. Okay?
Somebody please come buy this gas.
Like when it got to the point, I was like, I filled up my car for like $23. I was like, I'm back in high school. Ooh, like it was I was like, what? Like I'm talking about gas over here got down to $1.99 a gallon, y'all.
Yo, let me tell you.
$1.99 a gallon.
It was so bad for me. I was in the house. When I was in the house, I was in the house. I went, okay, so here's where really everything shifted with the media group and everything. So I lost my job. I was working for Old Dominion. And they came up with some low, because the first industry that really got hit from the pandemic was the trucking industry. Mm-hmm. So
something's beeping.
Yes, it is.
Something's talking to us. What is it?
We okay.
All right, we go. Keep on.
But anyway,
trucking industry.
Trucking industry got hit, and that's why Sorry about that, good people.
Hey.
I'm not coming in, Claire. You can
I'm
hear
ready for
us.
my cleanse up, Mr.
Hey, for
Daddy.
real. If you can hear us, I need a thumbs up.
Yeah, let us know you can hear us and see us, all that good stuff.
Need a thumbs up if you can hear us. Anybody? It's not lit up. Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go. We got thumbs.
We good.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Cole. Hey, Jazz. Appreciate you. All right, y'all.
Blessings.
This is what we do. Okay, we just adjust. That's what we do.
That's how we get
And
down.
this is why we drink in a dive bar so we don't freak out.
I was never worried.
Not at all. So, but the pandemic, trucking industry.
Pandemic hit. Trucking industry was the first to go under. Old Dominion came, pulled some BS because where I was at, I'm sorry, I wasn't even going to say that name. I don't like saying it. But anyway, where I was at though, I had been there 2 years, but that's considered low hanging fruit there. People don't leave that job, you know. That's still considered new there. So anyway, they slick started laying folk off, but they accused me of doing something so they didn't have to pay for whatever. But anyway, so I'm at the house now, and I got to figure out life. But it gave me more time. That was nothing. So I'm at the house. That was February 2020. Then the world shut down in March. I can't get no job.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only job that was available was go back to retail, which is exactly why I transitioned to the trucking industry. So I went back to retail, working at a retail store. And that was crazy for me because when I'm learning what we're dealing with, I'm amongst the public. And you don't realize how nasty folks is until you in a pandemic where stuff really just can be transferred from bodily, to exchange sneezes and everything.
Airborne.
And you'll find not just kids, grown people walk around with their hands in their noses, coughing and snotting all up their arm and everything.
Those campaigns for washing your hands, that was for adults, y'all.
That really was.
That was for adults. Okay. The kids already knew because we taught them, but somehow as we got older, y'all forgot. So the whole wash your hands and sing a song and get in the crevices and get your fingernails. That was for adults.
That was for adults.
Grown folk.
I found out the hard way. Some folks, some nasty motherfucking people. So anyway, the pandemic gave me time when I wasn't on that clock. How do I get this podcast to kind of like move? And I was like, okay, well, we'll start with going on virtual stuff. And now with virtual stuff, it was like more than just, all right, we live, let's talk. I really wanted to make it like an actual show. I ain't never used this graphic stuff. Canva is my best friend.
Canva is amazing, y'all.
But I started off really like square pattern everything. Just I was like, I'm taking pictures, I'm gonna move the background, and I'm just gonna put it in front of this square pattern. Like it was rough. If I show you some of the early images of what we used to look like, it was rough.
But you know what? Everybody starts off that way. Everybody starts off when they do something, and then when you look back on it, you be like, what was I thinking? You get better, but you can't get better till you get started, y'all. Keep that in mind.
That was another thing. I became a prisoner of my mind. My creative juices, they pick their own time when they want to flow. So I can have worked and have been up all day. Like I told you, I was also running Amazon at that time too. So I could be out, work, do this and that, come home. I'm like, all right, I should be tired and lay in the bed, and my brain is like, you know what would look good? I was like, oh shit, don't do this now. Don't do this now, man.
Now you when your mind start clicking on it, you gotta either write it down or you gotta go do it.
I have to. I'm a prisoner of most. So I was up and like it was 3, 4, 5 a.m. and I'm up figuring stuff out. And then it was, all right, I can make this graphic look this way. And it was like, not only the graphic don't look this way, where can you insert it? Oh, you can do segments. I started making shows, like real actual shows with this stuff. And I just started experimenting first with just the sports show because
that's where you started.
That's where it could be fun. I could just. But anyway, when I moved to Georgia, I didn't move because I wanted to be here. I always wanted to be here. But the good Lord Himself woke me out of my sleep. He told me, pack, get everything ready, and go.
Come on, Abraham. Okay.
I don't know what you got for me, God. And this is how you know when your partner is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it happened, we went in the room, sleep, no fan, no nothing going. And I heard the voice clear as day tell me to go get ready, pack. I'll take care of the rest. And I said, okay. And then I said, oh, wait, hold on, wait. Ain't sleep.
It's like, okay, wait a minute, what did I just
Ain't
agree
nobody
to?
up in here. What did I agree to? What is this?
Who am I
I
talking
sat
to?
straight up in that bed, man.
Just agreeing, just signing on the dotted line. Just
It was just, but it was I told her about
go
it.
stupid. Who said that?
I told her about it, and this is what she said. Okay. Like simple as that.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I ain't cause I don't we gonna do something about this Sunday. But how you know you got the right person, partner, is when you can tell them straight up, this is the message that I got from the Lord Himself. And they don't second guess you. They don't say, I need a plan. You gotta show me something. They just say, okay. And that's how it went.
so that sounds like my brother and his wife. When he said we going to California, she was like, okay. And they made it happen. They made it work. And when she said, okay, it's time for us to go back home, he said, okay. They made it happen. And now they're back and they made it work. But having that partner that believes in you is super important, y'all. So you have to, what do they call it, a Boaz and a Ruth and all that stuff. You got to find your person. But that, y'all, we have talked about this. Black people have got to learn how to date. You got to learn how to have conversations, because there's no way that y'all could have been married, and you said that, without her having an understanding of who you are, how strong you are in your faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something where y'all got together on a whim, and then you're like, hey, God said this. And they're like, oh, okay. No, there had to be understanding. There had to be
Let me tell y'all a
a
secret.
foundation.
I ain't never said this on none of the shows.
Welcome to the God.
I have called my wife many different things. Okay. That's my honey baby. It's Jazz. When I'm upset, I'm gonna call her whole name. You know, whatever. One thing I have never called my girl, my wife. I've never called her my girlfriend.
She's always been your wife.
We would never hit that. I knew what she was. I knew what she was. So we never even hit the phase of this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. Like, we never hit that phase. It was
Immediately you knew who she was gonna be.
I know exactly who she's gonna be.
It's beautiful.
So, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. Sometimes the whole what are we thing, don't get caught up in it.
Okay, so
Follow the actions.
So
follow the actions.
Okay, let's talk about that since you brought it up. Let's talk about that. See, I'm the type of person, I like to know where I stand, because I like to know what I can and cannot do.
Right.
And what I can and cannot say. Okay. You can say different things to a friend and a boyfriend, or somebody you're in a relationship with, someone you're building something with. Like, there's a difference in the way that I'm going to act and interact with you when I know we are exclusive. If I don't know we are exclusive, as far as I'm concerned, we're not. If it has not been defined,
not an exclusivity.
Yeah, like if it hasn't been defined, then I'm like, I'm single, and there are things that you cannot say to me. You can't say things like, "You ain't calling me today. I ain't seen you in a while. You not my dude."
Time out. Okay, that's another thing about being woke. I still hear that. We don't from people I'm not married to.
Okay, people who know me know better. Okay, they already know my social battery is. Look, yeah, but I'm saying, like, when I'm talking about
my triangle, no, they know what I mean when I say that.
But I'm like, in a relationship, if I'm interacting with a dude, I need to know my boundaries are. I am a flirtatious person by nature. If I'm in a relationship,
I am too.
I pay more attention to that, and I tone it down out of respect for the relationship. If I'm not in a relationship, then I can do what I want to do. So you have to define things with me.
My flirting is never really intentional though.
Mine isn't either, but I'm not paying attention to it if I'm single. I don't care.
I've been told, why you flirting with her? I'm literally just having a conversation.
But see that thing right there. Why are you flirting with them? If I'm single, you don't get to ask me that.
Yeah, I try not to put myself in a position.
So I just feel like
what you mean tell it out? Hold on, wait a minute. What you mean?
Ooh, what you ain't tell?
This is not a book.
What you ain't tell?
This is not a book.
What he ain't tell, Jazz? Tell me. I'll put him in the hot seat right now. What he ain't tell?
Listen. So I was just simply stating that don't get lost in trying to find the what are we thing. It's okay to know whether or not we're exclusive. But pay attention to a person's actions. Actions forever will speak louder than words. I don't care who you are.
Okay, well, I'm questioning you on that one too.
Go ahead, do it.
Only because there are some people who will act a certain way, but then they will say something completely opposite. So I had this conversation with this guy. So as a bartender, we have conversations at the bar, and he was saying, and it was me and the dude that worked at the restaurant talking to one of our guests, and the guest was saying that he don't do posting the chicks that he talking to on social media,
right?
He don't do that. He was like, because I ain't looking for nothing serious, I ain't looking for a relationship. But then he texts things like, good morning, beautiful, how was your day, and what you up to. And I was like, whoa, if all you want to do is just have fun, why are we getting all these text messages? He was like, what's wrong with that? You're putting her mindset in the mindset of having a boyfriend or having something constant. So if your goal is just to chill, have fun, have a little sex, and that's it, all the good morning beautifuls and how was your day and what do you got going on, that's
not what I mean by action.
Like, so, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's just an example, but if your actions say we could be together, we might be together, we're going towards being together, but then when the question is finally asked, are we together, what are we doing, and it's we just chilling, then our actions need to be just chilling actions, not relationship like actions.
So this is what I mean by that.
I don't post my husband eat the Lord have mercy.
She don't. She got more pictures of the Saints and Adrian Peterson and Michael Jordan than me. And I'm perfectly fine with
you
that.
You can take them ain'ts down.
But I'm perfectly fine. I'm not even tripping on all that. Right. For one, I know social media is not a real place anymore.
Right.
Because for some reason, like that was an inside joke of ours. When we first got married, and everybody was, oh, congratulations, yada, yada, yada. I was like, hey, it ain't real till we put it on social media.
Not until you change your status and it says you're married to this person and they can go click on their profile and go look.
Because then everybody has to do the investigate. What? Man, they get married. But I didn't see what's going on here.
Right. I wasn't invited.
She did not wear white. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. She wore white that day. She didn't wear shit that night. She did. You need anything else?
She wore nude color that night. I love it. So I'm just saying it. See, he said he knew who Jazz was, so that means he acted as if Jazz was already in that position.
It's the intention,
and Jazz knew that.
See,
y'all got to be intent. I like that word, intention. You got to be intentional with your actions.
That's my word.
Because it should be clear to both parties where we are, what we are, where we stand. Because until then, I'm single.
So what you described earlier, that's an unstable-minded man. You can't do one thing and say something different. So like, for instance, I may not say who we are, but every day after work, I'm right here up under you. Every day after work, I enjoy dinner with you. Every day after work, I'm knocking your back in. That's what you need. Every day after work, I'm listening to how was your day, and I'm engaging and telling you how my day went.
Right.
And I ain't gonna even lie to you, ladies. Here's another tip. If he don't tell you how his day went, that's okay. Some men know how to leave their bullshit at the door. I don't want to tell you about my day because it ain't gonna do nothing but get me pissed off, and then it's gonna ruin the mood that I'm actually trying to enjoy with you.
Right.
I'm gonna leave that right there where it's at.
And see, this is why best friends are important. And I say this because sometimes instead of dumping all that on my partner, me and best friend talk. And see, me and best friend can talk. We can talk shit. We can say, we gonna go over there. We gonna beat their ass. We can say all kind of shit. It don't matter. We're not gonna do it. Maybe, depending. We're not gonna do it. But that's why it's good to have friends outside of your relationship. Okay. Like I've heard people say, your partner should be your best friend. You should have a friendship with your partner, but don't eliminate best friends. Okay. Everybody know we are a package deal. Me and Cole are a package deal. She's coming. Okay. She's coming. You need her. You need me to have her. Okay. Because she is the person I am bouncing all of my anger off of before I come talk to you. Even if it's about you, you need me to have her.
I knew that when I saw you on the show.
Oh Lord.
So for the record, everybody who has joined iAmWoe Media Group, I did not go and be, hey, please join the media group. Please come on over. None of that happened. But there was one person had to put the feet to the floor. I gotta go get this person. Because when Cole did ladies' night, okay, she brought on a couple ladies with her. But there was one person that stood out. She cannot leave. You can't lose her. Let me tell you how God works, okay? Because that's this woman right here. And this woman right here, did you hear the beginning of the show? She actually speaks life over me. Do you understand that? Put people in your life. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say put people in your life. When your relationship with God is what it's supposed to be, He will put people in your life that you won't even know are going to bless you or be a blessing to you. And y'all are going to benefit from each other.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for not running.
I ran for a minute.
She tried.
I tried. And that's the good thing about having a best friend. One of the things Courtney said to me was, you have an idea for a show. Mm-hmm. And I kind of rolled my eyes at her like, you wasn't supposed to say nothing. You were supposed to forget all about that conversation. That was like one of our many million conversations. That wasn't supposed to stick out in your mind. Like, what are you doing? And she was like, you have an idea for a show. Go for it. No. So I told him, what was it, like April? I was like, okay, you know what? September. I was trying to pick like a long time after that. So I was like, maybe he'll forget. He never forget.
Cole or Randy. That's all. I can't forget because it wasn't something that I was like, I got it. I'm telling you, it was really placed in my spirit. Don't lose her.
And here we are in season 2 of Dylan's Die Part. And that's why it's important to have people in your life like Woe, like Courtney, because I think they both saw that I wanted to do it, but it was nervousness. That is something I realized in the pandemic. I'm still nervous about being in front of cameras. Like, I love being behind the scenes. Like, when she say I'm a boss, all day long, behind the scenes, I can run tell everybody what to do. Cool. Get in front of the camera. Wow. Hate that stuff. Hate it. So this is really me stepping out, and that's why this has been so important. It's been so amazing because I can't do this behind the scenes. I got to be in front of the camera.
Got to be in front of the camera.
First of all,
she don't get mad.
You didn't have to post my business like that. And secondly, I didn't get mad.
She didn't get mad.
I just ignored them.
She didn't get mad.
I did.
The bottom line is she gonna walk this walk, and it wasn't physically, but I was like, hey, we gonna walk this walk. Let's walk.
And I was like, you know what?
So you tried it.
I did, y'all. I tried so hard.
Tried it.
I was like, no. But you know what? I'm glad that it's something that came about because I actually met people while doing, like, some of the people in season 1, I did not know when they came on. So it was crazy.
Okay.
That came...
like y'all didn't hear that.
What?
Again, like I said, when it's just meant for you to be, it will be. She literally had guests on that she did not know.
I met them in the moment and was like, yo, be on my podcast. Like the sexpert, she was one of my students in the class. One of my guests got sick the day of, y'all. And I was like, oh man. And she had already told us she was a sexpert. I was like, yo, you want to be on the podcast?
I know some of y'all caught that. It was like, the sexpert.
Oh man, you
should go back and check it.
Hey, okay. So every class on Monday, I have them do an introduction. And I tell them, tell us who you are, what you do, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing she said is, my name is Coley and I'm a sexpert. Eyes popped. Everybody's, we're all looking at her like, you got to explain that. You cannot just say that and keep.
Let me say this for y'all who tuning in. This is for you and the other people around you. At this big old age where y'all at right now, You need to get in tune with your sexual side. You need to understand who you are.
You do.
You have a nice vehicle for a body, and you need to get that thing tuned up. But
That is the most
you don't
polite
have
way to say that without breaking terms and conditions.
There you go. But you don't have to keep acting like we 19 anymore.
Right.
Like I said, at this big old age,
Yeah.
it's time for you to learn your body, what you like and what you don't like. Because you can't just expect just that man or woman, whoever you're dealing with, just to have it all figured out for you.
But it's not just figuring out what you like, it's learning how to tell them. There are some people, it's so crazy because some people they'll have such big personalities, but then when it starts getting to the what do you like, what do you look for, what do you want, I was like, what? Now you want to be shy? Like, your partner is the one person you should be able to be like, I want A, B, C, D. I don't do A, B. We may be able to try A, B if whatever. Like, it's stuff that you need. Like, you need to be able to communicate that stuff, because if not, that's how wires get crossed. Okay, that's how situations get a little blurry, lines get blurred, because other people start talking to you about what they like, and your partner not talking to you about what they like.
Man, let me tell you about how management. High management. I'm Woe. Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you're Woe too. Thank you. Out of here.
Look, when they say, let me talk to the manager. Oh, okay. Hi.
Management. I got you.
All right. So we're going to go to another commercial break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to dive a little bit more into the man behind the vision of iAmWoe Media Group. Y'all, we just being goofy. We just being us. These are our conversations all the time. We are goofy as hell.
That's what we're supposed to do.
We are goofy as hell. But tune in, come back. We will see y'all in a second. Dylan's Dive Bar. We will be right back. What's up? Welcome back. We are at Dylan's Dive Bar. I am your host, Elaine Dillon, and we are sitting here with the man behind iAmWoe Media, Mr. Dwayne Sutton, Woe himself. What's up, sir?
What's happening, man? I just want to give a shout out real quick to Mississippi. Damn.
Okay.
I gotta give a shout out to my people, man.
What Biggie used to say? Brooklyn, we did it. Got it. I miss me some Biggie, y'all. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. He's actually one of my favorite rappers. One of. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That wasn't the first hip hop album I listened to, but it was the first hip hop album I bought.
Yeah.
And y'all know I'm a PK. Do you understand the nonsense that was happening? My bedroom literally was over my parents' room.
Yeah.
So I'm laying in bed. I put them headphones on with my CD Walkman. And
we old school, not the Walkman.
I'm in here cracking the Biggie. And I mean, like, he literally had one joint. I can't even remember the name of, but I remember when it come on, Shorty is giving oral, and then the next thing you know, he's what a fucking off chin. If my father walked in this room, you
are beyond grounded. Like, you are grounded into dust.
Man, that song right there.
Okay, so that's the first hip hop? Is that the first CD you ever bought?
That's the first hip hop. The first CD I bought. Was not that. The first CD I bought, what was that, 94? When did Wait and Exhale come out? That was 95.
94, 95.
I did buy that. I like the R&B.
Hey,
I like the
we
R&B.
have to talk about how Babyface changed the game on soundtracks with that.
I bought some singles. I bought some Blackstreet, No Diggity.
No diggity.
I bought 112's Cupid. And you had to do this because I didn't quite have the money for a full album yet.
Hey, look, sometimes
you gotta understand, I was unemployed at that point in time. So you just get what
we were kids. We had to go what we know. How many times did you make a mixtape off the radio?
I was just gonna say that's really how old I am though. So you didn't always have to go buy your music. You go and find one of your parents' old gospel tapes that they no longer listen to.
You was going over the law?
Yes. Let them use
I
you.
just had a blank tape.
Let 'em use you.
Just use a blank tape.
It's just sitting here collecting dust. They're not listening to this no.
But you know what? My dad used to record the services, so he had a bunch of those cassettes.
See?
And I would just be like, "Dad, can I get a blank tape?" And he'd be like, "Yeah." And I used to both sides. And I was sitting at the radio. Pause.
She was in her room. Don't go chase.
I like everybody, y'all. I did 103. I did 94.1 because I'm a cop. I'm in Cobb County, so I had white artists, black artists, all of that.
Shout out to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We didn't even have a hip hop station until later on. We had 92.1.
What was that?
92.1 WJMG. When we would have the good night line every night, people would call in.
The good night line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have. We just had a little music playing in the background. This is 92.1. Call in, give a shout out to you folks. And everybody called in. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna tell you how old Hattiesburg. Watch this one. They had the Tree Girls. We would have some folk call. This Miss Frank calling me and want to say what's up to Miss Pepsi. Yada. Like we had all that shit going on.
Miss Frank.
This such calling down, holding down for the ballers. Yada. We had all that going down.
You cannot skip over this Miss Sprite, Miss Pips.
Hey man, look, I could go deep. We had a lot of clicks back in Hattiesburg.
Lord, and y'all went by name soda.
You wasn't shit if you ain't had no click. That's how it went down. Shout out to my folk PWS Place with Style. What's up? We old now, but we still brothers.
That's hilarious. So yeah, the music is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about Underground Sports King. Let's talk about sports.
UGSK.
I love sports, y'all.
Yes.
And I must say, the biggest thing that I see between men and women when it comes to sports is the way y'all explain stuff. Now, are y'all explaining it the way you explain it so it confuses us and should leave you alone? Or do y'all really try to explain so she can watch the sport with y'all?
Well, see, I got a wife who actually watches sports, so I don't really have to break anything down to her.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, she's the type of woman, if I think she don't get it and I start talking to her like that, she looks at me like,
so she said she got that.
All right, my bad. I got you, baby. But no, I ain't never really had no issue. Like, if you're a woman who don't like sports, get away from me. I don't want to watch TV with you because you're going to annoy me, asking me, well, what they doing? Why they put the ball over there? Didn't he catch it right over there? Well, why they wearing those jerseys? Ain't they hot out there?
Okay, now what if she really is trying to find out? Is it best? Because I used to tell Courtney, I will explain it to you, but not on the game that I'm most interested in. So like the game that I like, my favorite team, don't ask me questions while I'm watching them. Now I will watch just a game with you. As long as it's not my people.
I'm an underground sports king for a reason. I have favorite teams, but I love sports, period. So I literally could enjoy watching other teams play because I love the sport, especially football. But don't talk to me while the game going on.
And see, okay. So what I used to tell Courtney is just not okay. So when we doing college, not a UGA game. I'm not going to explain them because I'm focused on UGA. Now we can go watch one of these other schools, and then she can ask me all the questions she wants to because I don't really care about the outcome of the game. So she can ask questions. So as it's happening, okay. So what that is, that was an interception. That's a pick six. That's it is. I can tell her then. Now during the UGA game, ma'am, you hold all comments to the commercials. So I mean, help your boys, help your girls. So if they want
the best time to really break it down. You ever want to have a moment where you can really talk to your girl about sports and she's trying to really learn the sport, take her to an actual game.
Okay.
Okay, because you have a little more time in between plays and moments, whatever. So you can actually point things out. She can see better instead of having to look at the TV. I don't get it. She looking at a big ass field in front of her. She'll get it. So it's a little easier to say, well, this side is this side. They're the visitors. It's the home team. You know, when they do this, they choose to receive the ball. So when you receive the ball at the beginning of the game, after halftime, you have to kick the ball. You can't receive it again.
Right.
You know, you can break those things down at a game.
Okay.
You ain't got but so much time at the house on the TV.
Okay. So guys, take them to a game. Ladies, go to a game. Go to a game. Okay.
Ladies don't ask to go to a game though if you really don't care to know.
That's true. We gotta check these comments. Apparently, we got somebody talking to us.
Uh-oh.
Who talking to us? All right, let's see. Don't ask questions during playoffs or rival games. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nope, because they don't have the yellow line things. Courtney like the graphics. Courtney want the graphics. Hey, look, rival games, that is facts. That is facts because
all day long.
I need to pay attention.
All day long.
Because trash talking must commence.
I messed up one time. I think the Saints and Falcons was gonna play, and I was trying to figure out what we was gonna eat. But baby was caught up in the game. She sunned me for the. Don't you? My bad. I picked the wrong time. You got it. You cool. We got it.
Rival games, playoffs, none of that. Now let's talk about playoffs. This Sunday, Chiefs, Ravens. Who you got?
Baltimore.
All day.
All day.
Now I'm be honest with you. I do enjoy the Chiefs. I do. Here's the thing. Mahomes is gone and won. I want to see Lamar go. I want to see Lamar
go. Gonna get his because this is the most balanced and far more superior the Ravens have ever been in his tenure. Offensively, he's going to get his favorite target, his tight end back, but the backup tight end is just as good.
Okay.
He has a rookie wide receiver, Zay Flowers, who's a man amongst boys. It's a speed demon.
Gotcha.
You can't box him in the phone booth. He's that fast. The running attack led by him, of course, but then they went and picked up Dalvin Cook, who's a speedster out of Florida State. What up? But no, they have a balanced offense, high-powered offense, and defensively, you speak of UGA, they got Roquan Smith over there as a linebacker. Him and Pat Queen. Those are two names I mentioned on the show. I said they're going to be the difference makers in the game. I don't see Kansas City. I don't care how good Pat Mahomes is. I don't think he got enough firepower to go against this team.
This has not been the traditional, typical Chiefs team that we are used to seeing. This season,
wonder why.
If y'all don't leave Taylor Swift alone.
No, it ain't her.
I'm about to say y'all don't leave that little girl alone.
It's the black offensive coordinator who had to leave there just to become somebody else's offensive coordinator, just so he could possibly get looked at for a head coaching job, and he still ain't get looked at. But anyway, you lose your offensive coordinator. Now your offense don't look as good.
And like when you look at even their record, they're not even in double digits in the win column this season. Like this is not
Did she say
the Chiefs.
Did she? That's your girl.
Okay, you have to understand who Courtney is. Courtney is aesthetics.
Purple team.
She's aesthetics. She means Baltimore Ravens.
Purple team. Did she not know that they were black most of the time?
Purple sticks out to her.
Ravens.
Stop talking about my friend.
Ravens.
I got your friend. You got to understand what pops to her. That's what pops to her.
I get it.
But this is not the Chiefs team we're used to seeing.
No, it's not.
They did not dominate this season at all. A lot of the games that they actually did win, they won barely.
Yes, because that's another thing that's different about this Chiefs team. They actually have a good defense, but I don't think this defense is equipped to handle the ball.
I don't think there's many defenses that are equipped to handle a quarterback who's also a running back. Running
back, y'all.
This man can get out of sticky situations. You know, he can avoid sacks. He runs. Like there are times he got more yards than some people whole offensive. Like
that's true.
Offense. Like his rushing yards is crazy. So it's like it's not many defenses that can handle. Not to mention his accuracy has improved. as far as him throwing.
Because he doesn't have to like run for his life all the time. They're
And
actually blocking.
and I will say now, normally I'm all about how Mahomes can be on the move and still throw, and it hit his target. It hasn't been happening this season. Like
Well,
nothing. The things that normally click for the Chiefs have not been clicking.
okay. A chef doesn't really have to put forth much effort in cutting when his knives are sharp. This season, Mahomes' knives have been a little more dull,
Her
especially the big one, because
Kelsey has not been as effective as he normally is.
he's been swift up in all the mess.
If you don't quit with Taylor Swift,
Swifted away with all the BS.
if you don't stop with Taylor Swift,
You know that offense ain't tailored toward his gifts anymore. Like he ain't focused no more. I don't know.
he used to be a huge difference maker.
He's not 21 anymore.
No, he's not.
He's not.
Purple Black Bird will beat the red goatee.
Yeah.
I don't know what she means.
Take Courtney to the game.
I speak Courtney. The
Okay.
Ravens gonna beat the Chiefs. That makes sense to her. So okay, NFC.
Lions, Niners. Niners maybe without Debo. That's their best weapon outside of Christian McCaffrey. Brandon Ayuk is a good receiver. He's actually their most complete receiver because he runs the route tree. But Cam Newton wasn't wrong. Brock Purdy is a game manager. Let's be real about that. I've seen the Lions because I see too many weapons over there as well on both sides of the ball. I see a team that's well coached and a coach that can convince any man to run through a mountain for them.
I mean, the Lions, they're so motivated because this team has not seen this kind of success in so long. So they are so motivated and so hungry. I don't know. Like I'm interested in seeing the game and what it's gonna look like and how it's gonna play out. So I think I saw a meme today. The Super Bowl we want to see is the Ravens and the Lions. I just want to, as long as the Ravens are in there. Now, again, I love the Chiefs. If they go, I'm gonna cheer for them because I love the Chiefs. But I want to see Lamar go. I want to see Lamar go.
I'm with that. But I think it's gonna be, and that's what DT calls it. He says it's gonna be Pimp City. Detroit, Baltimore, Pimp's gonna be lined up.
I cannot. There.
Shout out DT, man.
All right. So, of course, we had to talk sports. So, let's talk about you, the man, Woe. You are a husband and a father.
That I am.
Let's talk about the difference in raising a son and a daughter. How is that? Because you had a son, your son is older.
I got ghetto twins.
Okay.
But yeah.
So now let's talk. Well, we can just talk about the difference in a son and a daughter.
Again, and I've had to establish that it's not a favoritism thing. It's okay. For instance, whether they're two girls, two boys, boy, girl, whatever. I don't believe in ever raising your children exactly the same. You have to learn their personalities. That's just me. But now there are things that I'm going to do and say to my son that I may not do with my daughter.
Okay.
Like I made it known, I use a more aggressive tone with my son, a more direct stance and tone with him than I would with her. I'm gonna be a little softer with her.
Okay.
Why? Because first and foremost, she needs to know how a man should speak to her. Okay. That is a must. If the man that you deal with or the person that you deal with can't talk to you any better than I do, don't. And it's not saying that it has to be soft or whatever, but there's a certain level of respect that you should command first and foremost from being a lady. Okay. But for my son, I'm going to talk to you in a way that the world is going to address you. Because even though he's 14, he doesn't look it. Okay. My son is 5'9", maybe 5'10" now. About $175, $180. That's a grown man. Got a little mustache coming. Has a little beard coming.
Got the facial hair.
Yeah, it's kicking in. Chest hair coming too. They don't know you're 14.
Right.
So if he's out and about with some friends and whatever, you're a grown man, and unfortunately, society says you're a threat.
Yeah.
So I have to prepare him for the world. That's my focus there. While at the same time, for both, I still have to prepare y'all to grow up. This is the toughest, and I know Cole can understand. Ninth grade, freshman year, we are now on. This is what they would call the back nine in golf. But this is the last 4 years of the school years, and after that, it's adulthood.
Yeah.
And I told him, if I don't get you ready for this, it's not going to be perfect. But if I don't get you ready for this, then I have failed. That's the pressure I put on myself. So, but I have to approach things differently based on personalities, not just because of the sexes, based on personalities, and then on how the world is going to view you. My daughter's 14, but she doesn't have a grown woman's body. So they're going to see a teenager. But my son, sir, you are a threat. We'll put your big ass in handcuffs quick.
Right.
And that's the nice thing. For some of us, they didn't get handcuffs.
Right. So let's talk about blended family, because your son doesn't live with you 24/7. Your daughter does. How does that play into your relationship
With
your son?
My son. It's been tough. I'll be real with y'all. So his mother and I separated when he was still in the womb. My current wife was around when he was born.
Mhm.
That's the only woman he's ever known. Me to be with, like, is her. He's known that more than he's never seen me and his mother shake hands. Sad, but it's true. But it's because the relationship didn't end well between us.
Mhm.
There was some outcomes and effects that took place, and it hindered the process between him and me.
Okay.
I was robbed of a lot of memories or moments. We were robbed of a lot of time. When I say we, I'm not just talking about my wife and I, but he was. I think parents need to take that into consideration. The foolishness doesn't just affect the other parent;
Right.
it affects the child.
Right.
So he's had a lot of time where he felt left out when he would see pictures.
Mhm.
I wasn't here. My anniversary is literally Father's Day weekend. It's no excuse for my son not to be with me.
Right.
My son is not in those pictures.
Gotcha.
So like it was that kind of effect that you can't go back and fix it, but you have to parent through it and have to explain things. But you try not to tear the other parent down, because in his eyes, that's still my parent.
Right.
So I love him in spite of her flaws. I love him through all of it. So I have to guard him and protect him from the harsh reality of what it was.
Yeah.
But we've had to have tough talks because he has asked questions.
Right.
And I'm never afraid to look my children in the eye and be honest. With anybody, really. I'm always on everything, even if it was a bad decision, whatever. If it is what it is, if it's something I did, say whatever, I have no problem owning it. But I've always told both my children, I'm sorry because y'all didn't choose this.
Wow. So what's their relationship like, your son and your daughter?
They're the ghetto twins. They are, when they're together, they're inseparable. Mm-hmm. He actually came to spend some school time with her, 8th grade year. Spent the first semester with her. And that was the first time they had been to school together, I guess really since preschool. But she had a moment where he had a situation with Dan, so he didn't get on the bus. Man, she didn't call code red on everything. She wouldn't got this. I'm not getting on the bus. Where's my brother? She wouldn't got the principal and everything.
Oh my my brother. Similar, look, y'all. Similar relationships. It's a
It's
whole
something
other-
else,
It's
man.
hilarious. It's hilarious. I love my brothers. Especially my youngest brother, we're the closest. So I feel her completely.
But they are, when they're together, they're inseparable until she wants to be by herself. My daughter is perfectly fine with being alone. But no, she leans on him more than anybody else. Like that's her safe space.
Yeah.
And for him, he trusts her with all of his deepest secrets. Like they have a bond that some siblings probably would pray for.
I love it. And as a father, that has to just make your heart smile.
It does, but when you have to pull them apart, it breaks
you. Yeah.
If I'm being truly honest, it's like living with heartbreak every single day, every day. And you just kind of have to push your way through it. All right, time's gonna roll back around again, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. Oh, so what is it that you want your kids to get from your journey going into your entrepreneurship and into your business? Like, what do you want them? What are the big main ideas you want them to grasp when they're watching you go into what you want to do and what you're doing now?
First and foremost, they understand what my role is within this company, and it's not it's my company. Everybody do what I say. I don't move like that.
Right.
I don't believe anybody in leadership should ever ask anyone to do anything that they themselves are not willing to do. So I always lead by example. And that's something I always told them to incorporate, not only when it comes to business, but with your everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to you and your friends. Lead by example. You be the one to set the tone. Don't be afraid to roll your sleeves up and get your arms and get your hands dirty. But have a plan. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not the best at planning things.
Okay.
But I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. The real side of being a leader is knowing how to empower other people around you. So I put a team around me. So shout out to management. What up, management?
Hey, management.
Management is my wife. That's my manager.
Come on, Jazz.
And then legal, Butter, what up? Butter is legal. So
I don't believe I've ever met Butter.
Nah, you ain't met Butter. She's part of the triangle, man. But
it's good to have those people.
It definitely is good to have those people, man. So I know things I have questions on, things I might need a little direction on, I might need a little assistance because I'm like, I don't have the clarity to. They'll help me piece some things together. All right, thank you. Now I'm gonna take this and run.
I love it. All right, so success. Success means a lot of things to different people. Mm-hmm. Define success for Woe. What is when you think and you kind of evaluate your life? What does success look like to you?
I was a person who grew up naturally gifted at a lot of things. And I was good at a lot. I didn't have the greatest work ethic because I relied on my natural gifts early. And I never really learned how to work. I just relied on them heavily until I didn't realize everybody's starting to catch up now.
Right.
And I ain't talking about just physically. I mean here too.
Yeah.
Like my memory was, so when COVID hit me and I don't have my memory, I'm like, shit. I don't even know how to function now, man. But for me, success, I said I want to figure out what I'm great at.
Right.
Being great at something it's not always gonna be a financial thing. I'm good at a lot of things. One thing you can't take from me, I'm great as a father. So my success is in my lineage. It's in my children. As long as I pass down to them, I make good human beings out of them. Like that's where we're at now, 2024.
Right.
I just want to have good human beings. You know,
I love it.
You know how many assholes there are out here in this world?
More than necessary.
And a lot of them ain't clean. They some dirty assholes out here. Like, yo, I don't, um, I want to raise my kids to be good people. And I've seen their heart,
Mhm.
even in some of the toughest times, their heart still shines through. And I know I've heard them, like now that they're reaching this certain age, it's starting to come full circle. And you can hear them regurgitate some of the things that you've imparted. You said, you were listening. You do keep it.
Yes.
And that shit feels amazing.
Yeah. At 1 point for the parent.
That
I
shit
love
feels
it.
amazing. And anytime my wife looks at me and she can just smile without me saying anything, I did something right. That's success to me. Um, Having people believe in you,
Yeah.
you, Co, this really is a group. That's a sign of success because I'm like, if I was a failure, if this shit just wasn't working, again, I didn't ask anybody to do this shit. I didn't.
Right.
This shit was just like a fly by night kind of joint. Nobody trying to jump on board with this, man. But I'm never gonna be complacent. I think that's the biggest part of being successful. Never get stagnant, never become complacent, always strive for more. But in you striving for more, don't fuck up the formula. Like when you got a good thing going,
Do not reinvent the wheel.
that part.
If the wheel is rolling, don't mess that up. Don't mess that up. So, and the funny thing is, so I saw this meme and it was saying, some people will see the overnight success without seeing everything that happened going up to it. So it's like, it seems like everybody just gravitated to you, boom, boom, boom. But that was all the work that you had been doing when it was just you. And it was you and your friends on the sports team, and then the iAmWoe podcast, and then bringing on code. It's all that work. Okay, that was not overnight, and that's the thing. Consistency, y'all. That is a huge thing.
Ooh, how much do I say that?
Showing up, even at the time. So my mantra for the week, I get a mantra from one of my favorite people on Instagram every week. And it says, even when it's easier to walk away, I will always still show up for me. You got to show up. If you want that success, you got to show up for you. So I will tell y'all in a minute. I hate posting on social media. Hate it. Y'all hate it. Okay. That's why all that jazz has a marketing and content manager. So I don't have to do it.
Well, I ain't got the budget for that yet. And I'm gonna be real
I
with y'all.
created it, okay, because I hated it. But now that I have the dive bar, I'm back to doing it. So
If y'all want to sponsor iAmWoe Media Group,
anybody want to do it, let me know. But it's like, even on those days where I'm like, God dang, bless. All right, let me go ahead and create this post. Let me go ahead and put this in the story. And I follow people on the dive bar that I don't follow on other places because it speaks to what we're doing on the dive bar. So I can put their stuff in the story. That's our motivation and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you got to show up and be consistent. Even on days where you roll your eyes every moment that you have to do what you have to do, you got to show up. So that consistency that you've been doing all this time. Hello, fruit of your labor. iAmWoe Media Group, right? So where do you see this media group for the rest of 2024 and the next 5 years?
We're gonna do some magical shit. I'm just gonna put it like this in simplest form.
And we're gonna quote him on that, damn it. Magical shit.
Like for real. As long as we can get schedules to align, we're gonna do some amazing things. I know we have another event or two in us.
Absolutely.
I know we have another event or two in us.
Absolutely.
You never know when we might all link up at one time.
Oh man, that would be
but I mean, like we got a handful of us here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
There's me, you, Cole, DT, Kales. That's 5 of us right there.
I'll go see Cheryl.
Hey,
I'll go see Cheryl.
I holler at Cheryl. We'll go back to Louisiana.
I'll go see Cheryl.
Don't mind getting, but like for real, and people don't even. I don't know if I'm gonna do it yet. So we have another member of the media group. Her name is C, and I'm trying to find her lane, because she has an amazing presence. She has an amazing spirit. Kind of reminds me a little bit of you,
Oh,
but
hey, sis.
she has a but she has a whole nother side. She's maturing. When I first met her, she had a mouth.
Mm.
She wasn't there yet. Now she's a minister.
You know, God be doing some funny things.
Man.
Because I'm okay. So for you who don't know, I'm a PK and my dad's a pastor. I got called into ministry in 2006. And I really like my conversation with God went something like, have you been paying attention? Have you been watching? Like, are you sure about that? Because I feel like maybe you mixing me up with somebody else. You know, I'm named after my dad. You already called him. He's there. So clearly you didn't need me. And one thing I've noticed about God in particular when it comes to calling people in the ministry, you have a message and a voice, and only you can get that message across in your voice to a certain group of people.
Yeah.
And he knew the fool he created. Okay. He had been paying attention. Okay. Your girl ain't got no sense. I have no problem saying it out loud. I have no sense. Okay. He was paying attention. But the funny thing is, especially when it comes to young people, one thing I can still remember my childhood vividly. So I can still remember what it was like turning 13, turning 16, turning 18, and thinking like, dang, we finna go out into this world and be adults, and you know, watching a whole lot of TV and it influencing, and then you get in the real world, you're like, damn, it ain't shit like what I saw on TV.
No, it's
so
not.
It's like, you know, I still get that. So I get the anxiety that they feel. And it's a way that I can communicate with young people. Even though I'm now 40, I can still talk to them and get it. And he knew only I could have been able to do that. So he had to give me that. He had to give that to me. And I'm looking at him like, you know what, Lord, this assignment, I mean, is it temporary? Does it have to be ministry? Like, you know, I can get up and talk on youth day. You know, that's once a year. We can do that. And he was like, yeah, nah. So
let me tell you.
When they say the Lord move in mysterious ways, that was never
yeah.
a lie told.
The funny thing is, so like my father he was a preacher, he is now a pastor as well. But he had a moment, like I was in his office, I was getting ready to get back on the road coming to Georgia. And a guy came in his office, seeing me, and he kind of stopped and looked. And Pop said, all right, you might want to be careful. He said, who did? He said, you might want to be careful. He's like, I'm the preacher, he not. So I was like, as long as you know, Pop, I'm telling you, you look at me like this again. But no,
being a PK is that's a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother. Yeah.
That's a whole nother show. We gotta talk about it. People don't understand. Like they think like celebrities be in the spotlight, not like First Family, y'all.
Like, they say preacher kids are the worst. I'm like, we just like everybody else. We just have a spotlight on us at all time.
And unrealistic expectations that I guarantee you cannot find in the Bible.
You'll never.
I've looked. Okay. So all them standards that y'all be having, you can't do that. You can't say that. I looked. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't do that. Let me see if I can. Oh, look, when you say I can't cuss, he was talking to all Christians. So you know what? You can't either. So if I can't do it, you can't do it. So what you're not gonna do?
AJ, no, that's what's up, bro.
Hey,
you know, but no, for real. Like, so when we talk about even with the form of ministry, that's what this is.
It is.
That's what this is. So like, what I did, I said I'm gonna take iAmWoe podcast, and I'm gonna turn it into exactly what it needs to be. I have many Black male friends, and I've been one of those who have lost out on so many different things in life. We struggle with communication. We struggle with how to talk, when to listen, how to express ourselves, not crying, when to show emotion. Like we struggle with a lot of different things because we were taught, trained, damn near military style. Like I don't think people really get that when it comes to young Black boys, young Black men. It's almost a military style treatment that you get when you're raised. So like I don't talk to my son like that, but I do have to talk to him man to man. Yeah. But I will not do to him what was done to me and others around me. I'm going to give him the space and the freedom to come here. You need a hug? Yeah. You need to get them tears out.
And I think that's why it's important. Like I say it all the time, how important, fathers are. Thank you, Cole. She said we the best. So it's so important to have fathers. Now, my mom is a very, very affectionate person. But there are times where, as a daughter, having a dad's shoulder to cry on has been so beneficial. And it's different. It's not that it's better, it's just different.
It's different.
And one thing I love about my dad is that he's not overly affectionate, but if I go to my dad and do like this, hi daddy, he's like, hi. And he calls me by my nickname, which I'll never tell y'all. But he calls me by my nickname, and it's like I'm still his little girl. Even though the world sees me as this grown woman, this entrepreneur, this whatever, I'm still his little girl. And that's just a whole nother, thing. And he's the same way with my brothers. Like, when my dad would have, like, past his anniversary, and people would express, what he's done for their lives with his ministry, he got emotional. So my brothers had seen him, express emotion. We've seen him cry, and not just because he was sad, but because he was proud of us. He was happy, and hearing my dad tell me he was proud of me,
man, it does something else to you.
when I tell you, y'all, to hear a parent, period, both my parents, like my mom told me something in December. She was like, I want to find my passion because watching you do what you do has really inspired me. I could have fallen out on the floor, y'all. I was like, what? I'm inspiring my mom. I was so emotional. And me and my dad had a conversation. And I was telling him, I was like, I just want for you and mommy to look at me and think, you know, what we did worked. I want you to be proud of me when you see what I'm doing, when you see the person I am. And he said, well, I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm already proud of you. It's like, what?
Yeah, that'll fold you up. Right
I'm like, tears were swelling up in my eyes, like the little cartoons. The little water was just, ooh, and I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
It looked like Marlon Wayans.
I'm trying to tell you, like, but it's something about parents telling you that. And my brother is the exact same way with his kids. Like, he loves that. He'll tell you, as long as he can pick his son up and hug him until he gets too tall to do it, he's gonna do it.
I don't care. My son, like I said,
he hugs on his daughter. Like, their relationship, like, his wife will say they don't need me. The two of them will be talking and she'll be like, they don't need me. So I know it's something about dads.
And we gonna pull up, because I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna do something special for Father's Day this year. I'm going to do something special for Father's Day this year, and Mother's Day. But like I said, these are things that's how stuff just comes to me. So it's more or less like, all right, I know we got this coming, but what do you want to do? So I want to create a situation. I ain't gonna even break it down to y'all. We'll talk about it after.
But y'all will see the result.
But yeah, you're gonna see this shit, and you're gonna love it. And not only that, but we want our people to feel the love. But no, I just want to circle back to this little point real quick. What more or less was, when I started, that was my purpose, because it was to do some healing. And as we've added on these shows, the intent behind everything we do is to heal our people, to equip our people with the proper tools to become better people, to make a change in people's lives. And that's our ministry.
Yeah.
And I thought it was my ministry, and I thought it was something that I had to do. I was like, well, maybe God is, I don't know, is he finna put me on the radio? I ain't never, let me tell you something. My wife, out from the time she met me, she said, your voice should be on the radio.
Agreed.
Like, you trying to gas me up. God, cut that shit. And here we are. I never thought I'd be doing this.
Hey.
This was not my plan.
You want to hear God laugh? Tell him what you got.
That part right there. So no, that's where it's at right now. Is we're carrying out a mission, and I thought it was something that it was for me, and I realized now it's bigger than me.
Because we have so many different aspects. You have, like, Cheryl is talking about life after divorce. If you've never been married but you've experienced a breakup, life after that breakup, that's serious. Like, and I think a lot of people, what they forget. I was looking at this other podcast and she was talking about divorce, and she was saying, you have to grieve. People don't think that you're grieving when you lose a relationship. Friendship.
Weird. I'm weird. I did my grieving
prior to the ending.
Yep.
Because sometimes you can see the writing on the wall and some people don't. But it's like, even once it's over, because so I'll let y'all in on a little something. So my last relationship, it ended, and I also lost a child.
Mm.
So I had to grieve the loss of the relationship, the loss of my baby, and the loss of the future that I thought we were going to have, because all of it ended really around the same time. And then it went through, I mean, like, y'all, I broke down in the grocery store. I was shopping, and it was like a couple of months ago, I was thinking about how I was going to be shopping for us.
So you had a Kroger moment. Okay.
I did. I wasn't Kroger. Oh my God, I wasn't Kroger. I was thinking, I was going to be shopping for us. And then I thought, I'm never going to shop for my baby. I'm never going to buy her favorite foods, her favorite snacks.
Let me clean your glass real quick. I just need to-
Well, something.
You just got to clean it off real quick.
But it's like, and I had to go through that whole process. And I think, a lot of people don't grieve relationships, and they don't understand how important that time is between the relationships. I am a big advocate of being single and understanding the purpose of being single. Okay. When you are single, this is the time to heal. This is the time
Say
to
that
prepare.
again.
It's the time to heal.
Say that again. It's the time to heal when you single.
Do not move into another relationship and you haven't healed. And
matter of fact, fellas, don't bother nobody.
No. Ladies, do not think that, the best way to get over a man is to get under a new one. That's the best way to have yourself sitting on somebody's couch with medication, y'all. Okay? You gotta heal. And you have to be, because you can't expect two broken people to come together and create something whole.
That ain't how that works.
That's not how that works. Two halves don't make a whole in a relationship. That's that we don't do fractions in relationships. Okay. So you have to do that. And I think what Cheryl's show is doing is really talking about that. It's really talking about the importance of after the breakup, before the new relationship. Okay. You got to, like, I can honestly look at that relationship and look at where I messed up. And it's funny because some of my family members be like, you didn't do nothing wrong. And I'm like, I appreciate the love and the support. But I got to be honest.
We all do.
I got to be honest. There were some things that I could have done differently. There were things, like I tell people all the time, when I'm mad, I'm very unkind. Okay? I'm very unkind. I had to be honest that there were times he did something and it would frustrate the hell out of me. And I would literally talk to him like he was nothing. And I can't do that.
Oh, no, I ain't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. I can't look at you. Because I talked, because he would do something and I'd be like, that don't make no damn sense. I should have left that in my head. I shouldn't have said it out loud to him. I should have found a better way to be like, maybe we need to rethink these actions. See what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to evaluate you while you're single so you can figure the things out. So now I know when I get in my next relationship.
And even then, when you do finally meet somebody, the work don't stop.
Because
now
get the work, get most of it done.
How to be the best version of yourself for this person. And that's a whole different animal.
And see, my biggest thing now, and I had to, this is something I'm working through now because I'm single. I can work through this right now, is losing my identity in a relationship. That is my biggest fear. That is my biggest fear. And even though there's a part of me, a big part of me, that wants to be married, I am scared of that. I'm scared of being Mrs. his last name. Because then I feel like I'm not Randy anymore. And I've been Randy for 41 years and she's dope as fuck. So I don't want to lose who I am because I'm being a wife to him. So that is one of my biggest fears.
Let me help you out.
Literally one of my biggest fears.
This is the difference between men and women. At 19, I had a head full of hair. Used to go get my fresh line up every week. My waist. I was a 38 because I'm big, but that's normally a 36 for most people. But I was 2X, and I was nice and trim. And I had the gift of gab. You couldn't tell me shit. I was woke. I'm 41 now. The hair done. The beard definitely is doing something completely different. Got a whole bunch of salt and pepper up in there. You probably can't see that.
It's a distinguished look.
But, and then let's not even go to the waist. I done hit a number I didn't even know. They make that shit.
I'm not talking to you.
Damn. But at the same time, guess what? I'm still woke.
Yeah.
I got kids. It's a lot more maturity to me. I have a lot more experience in my life, but I'm still woke. Like it ain't gonna change.
Yeah.
And that's something that you gotta get over.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through different phases in life. There's gonna be different experiences in life. But you still gonna be Randy.
Yeah.
Or whatever your daddy call you.
You'll never know.
Because let me tell you something.
And when he go meet Jesus, the name is going in his pocket. Nobody's ever gonna be allowed to tell me that.
Grown married wife. Like she grown. The shit she does I cannot say in front of her parents, but her parents still call her by her little sweet nickname.
Right.
You feel me? And that's just what it's gonna be. Like you'll always forever be that. You're never gonna lose that unless there's somebody that you no longer want to be.
Yeah.
But
I think the biggest thing is just really finding someone. I can't, and I don't mean this in any like mean way. He can't be somebody I can walk all over.
Well, okay.
He can't be a wimp. And some people may say it just means that he's soft or whatever. To me, that's a wimp. Jess said, "Don't talk crazy about her husband." But I mean, like he can't be a wimp, but he has to be someone who is confident enough to where I can go be me without you thinking something bad. Like I had a dude that was controlling and manipulative.
That's what you don't want.
And now this is not the same ex, it's a different ex. He broke. I went back to school, so I was going back to get a second degree, and he knew because like we were dating while I was going through the process. First week of classes, y'all, he broke up with me. And he was like, because you're getting your shit together, and I feel like I'm not. It's the first week of classes, bro. I don't even have on my books yet. What? Like, what?
You know what that was.
I was devastated. I was totally devastated. And then, like, probably I think we were broken up for the weekend. That Monday, he called back and was like, I want us to be there. I made a mistake. But throughout the time, he would try to make me late for classes while I would miss him. Oh, you already late, so you shouldn't go. You know, or he was, can I come sit in on the study group? Why? You ain't studying with us? Like, that don't make no sense. And it was always little stuff like that. Friends would call, and then all of a sudden now he want to cuddle and be affectionate when the friend is on the phone, so I can hang up. And it's like, it was little stuff like that where it's like he wasn't supportive of me going out and getting that second degree. He wasn't supportive. Like, I never got the, hey, baby, good job on the test. None of that. I ain't get none of that. So it's like that kind of thing, it sticks with me. So now I'm like, look.
Well, let me show you we exist because my baby is PMP certified. You did. Telling you right now. And definitely she is open to employment. So highest bidder, come on out. Hello? But no, you definitely want to find somebody who is going to be a cheerleader for you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, understand and respect your likes and dislikes. I'll say that because I'm saying this. Jealousy is extremely unattractive to me. That is the most unsexiest shit a person could ever do to me.
Yeah.
I hate to see jealousy and experience jealousy on a person. I hate it with a passion. You can be beautiful. Body, mind, all this just banging. You show me you a jealous type. Man, get the fuck away from me.
And he used to do stuff with like flirt with other women because he thought that I would be jealous, but I'm a secure person. I feel like if you out there talking to her, it's whatever. You coming home to me. So
look at this. She lying.
Nah, I'm jealous. But like that just, and it's like I can't be with a dude like that. Like you're trying to manipulate me into being someone that I'm not. Like I'm not a jealous person. I'm not an insecure person. I'm not fighting no chick over you. You want to leave? Bye. I'm not going to be like, no, he's mine. He yours, apparently. So, I mean, that's not me. It's not happening.
So you don't got your significant other's passcode for what? That ain't my phone.
I don't go through your phone. I don't like when I be looking at some of these memes and they be like, I know all his stuff. I don't need to know. You go looking for stuff, you're going to find it.
You're going to find it.
Okay.
So I'm like, what I need to go? Ain't nothing up in there got my name. Okay, it's probably said my name as far as the content, but it ain't got nothing of mine on it. This is for me.
If he wants to cheat, he's going to, whether I know the passcode
you can't stop him.
Because cheating is a choice.
You can't stop.
And if he chooses to, then I choose me and I'ma leave. I'm not that person. And I need dudes to understand. I need a man to understand that. I don't need dudes, I need one man. I don't have the attention span for more than one. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. Okay? I do not have the attention span to juggle men. Okay?
Understand.
The memory is not there. Y'all, I'll be celebrating your birthday on his birthday.
You like me with lying. I keep telling people, I say, it's like, why you everybody can't be trusted. I promise you, I'm somebody you can trust. Why? I don't lie. And I know
don't have a memory for lie.
You gotta keep up with lies.
Exactly. I'll be done forgot.
I can't do that. See this shit right there? Courtney's the jealous type.
She's the only jealous, possessive person I have in my life other than our kid.
You know, she has said it like, y'all over here talking a little too much right now.
But you know what?
Y'all looking best friendish right
Right.
now.
And we have been at like gatherings. Okay, so my sister, Andrea, who's married to my brother, I call her my sister. We don't do that in-law stuff. So we're at her birthday party, and me and this other girl were on, the same taboo team.
So no.
Who? I don't think she means for you.
No, I mean like just in general. I know that's what she's talking about. I'm not doing no dating show. I'm not gonna play no matchmaker on it.
It depends on who you bring to the table, Jazz. I may be open to it. You never know. But like me and the girl was on the taboo team, and we were laughing about something that happened. Courtney came and sat in between us. Keep in mind, there's no chair. All right. Courtney sat in between and said, "Oh, she has a best friend." She's the only possessive person I have in my life other than our kid.
Let me tell y'all the funny part. If y'all ain't never physically seen Courtney, you know that there was a lot of ass that had to
Don't you talk about my friend.
They had to slide in between where there is no other chair.
Yeah. Slide in. Do this. So our kid is the same way. So years ago, when she was talking about wanting another child, first of all, he was like, "No, it's the two of us. It's the team. We don't need anybody else." Then he finally gave in and said, "Yeah, but they can't have nanny. That's me." She ain't got but one best friend, so who gonna be the grandmama? And he was like, "No, they can't have you." He's just as bad. One of his friends, they only have heard him call me nanny. So they told us like, "Hey, nanny, can we have some pizza?" He was across the room, y'all. Okay? And what we heard was, we were like, "What?"
That's your kid.
That's my baby.
All day long.
I will fight for him. I love him. That is my heart. I love him. But they are the only possessive people that I allow in my life. Everybody else, I can't. It's hard enough juggling their asses. I don't have room for more possessive people.
The triangle, that's certain women in my life, and they all understand that they are a triangle. There are other women, and then there's my wife.
Right.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody good with it. Okay, they know of everybody. Everybody's good with it. Cool. But if I ain't talked to somebody, get my head chewed off.
Guys, be more careful. Lord, what this fool talking about in these comments?
My people, just be happy. I let y'all see.
And she means that. She means that wholeheartedly. She means that wholeheartedly. Just be happy that she even like. It's some people I'd be like, this is my friend Courtney. She's like, this is her best friend Courtney. They know about you, Cole. I promise you. Anybody I meet, they know.
So you like that person? Hi, I'm her boyfriend. Like, your big ass.
Best friend. Like I tell people, anybody that is going to be around for a substantial amount of time, they know. I have a best friend named Courtney Jefferson.
That's why I had to get out the streets too. I real talk. I would laugh at dudes like that. That used to be funny to me. See?
And she's not playing. Like once she has decided that you are her people, you belong to Courtney.
See?
Okay? I have accepted it.
So, okay.
But the funny thing is, I'm just as bad as she is, just not as bad as she is. Now, when she bring around new people,
side eye like a motherfucker.
You know, some of them be mad. Does she talk?
Who is this
Because that's the first thing I'm wondering.
motherfucker?
You know, I get these stories. Oh, I was talking to this person. Who is all these people? All these names.
I ain't never heard
You
of
didn't had a list of people. We didn't have 4 different names pop up in this conversation. Who was these motherfuckers that you was talking about?
it.
I ain't as bad as she is, but I'm bad.
What else you got for me while you help me?
All right. So this magical shit we gonna do as the media group. What's one of the things you definitely want to see happen?
I definitely want to see, because I know we do everything virtually from different locations. So I definitely want people to see us in one setting.
Okay.
For a show. I want iAmWoe Media Group to start to establish some type of presence within the community. So try to get out and find some ways where we can give back to the community. Now, is there a lockdown, definite what we're gonna do thing? I told you everything is based on scheduling.
Right.
And for me, when schedules line up, I'm sliding in like second base, baby. That's how I get down.
And everybody is so busy. But I mean, Dee Dee was just doing a coat drive over
Shout out to Dee Dee, man.
over the winter time, and I was posting it on my story. Look, if y'all even near her, go take a coat. Okay, go help her out. You know, contribute to her generosity. But it's great that, and I think all of us on some level want to be a presence in the community. You're going to be on my list too, so I watch.
Hey. But I'm formulating ideas for how we can spice things up. But no, the main thing is, man, is just to establish our presence even beyond just this screen.
Yeah.
People need to know who we are.
Yeah.
They need to understand what we're about. And we're not going anywhere.
Hell no.
I'm not going to sing the other song because I'm not going to sing shit from Diddy. But
we do not support him. We do not support him. I don't even drink his tequila no more.
Nah, I'm on brown anyway. That's how I get.
I don't even drink his tequila no more. I don't want to put no money in that man's pocket, like at all.
Take that.
And see that's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. We don't support that. We don't support that. Okay, we don't.
So you think that's where it came from?
Because he was taking it.
He's probably getting somebody here.
He was taking it, and he was given without permission. Okay, when he said take that, he was saying shut up and take that. I'm telling you.
All right,
God, don't support it.
I'm wilding.
We don't support it. We don't support it. I would say M did it, but he probably be like, okay, no. So we just don't support that.
Yeah, we can do that. Can I call you daddy?
No.
I had never tripped out when that dude was calling another grown man daddy. I like that, daddy.
And see, I think for a long time, we just overlooked some shit that he said and just kept like, okay. And y'all.
Anyway.
Y'all, as a community, we have to start holding each other accountable. I don't give a damn how talented you are. If you are a fucked up person, you are a fucked up person. And we really need to start dealing with that. Like, we cannot just be like, but I like their music. Look here.
Let me say this before we get out of here. One thing definitely for sure iAmWoe Media Group is going to do. We are going to open the playing field to sponsorship. Commercializing things. Mm-hmm. Because if you don't know, let me go ahead and let y'all know. I do the graphics for this shit. These commercial ads you see. And I can make your shit look good too. Mm-hmm. So if you got a business out there and you want to promote your shit, we got a platform to promote your shit. And I know this is an unofficial way of saying that, but we have the platform to do it. So
and the talent to help you put shit together.
Don't believe me. We got some businesses within this, and you're going to actually see them pop up on these screens very, very soon. So just know, I'm not playing with y'all. iAmWoe Media Group is not going anywhere.
If you need a voice for your videos, I got you. I'm actually studying that right now. So
get this shit to us. What I'm talking about.
And you need a voice for that, I got you.
Okay.
I got you. We got you.
On that note.
So it has been such a pleasure having you here at the Dive Bar, being the first guest, season 2, y'all. I told him I would put him in the hot seat just a little bit. He did. I'm working on mine. But y'all already know, ain't no liquor going to waste over here at the dive bar. Ever. Ever. Sorry. All right. So what I want y'all to do is I definitely want y'all to start thinking about your success plan. Okay. So we asked this man here what success looks like to him. I want you to think about your success plan for 2024. We talked last week about your goal setting, getting organized, all that good stuff. What does success look like to you? How are you going to achieve it? Okay. If you aim for nothing, you'll hit it every time. So once you start aiming for stuff, I want you to start getting your goals together and start shooting, start working for it. All right. So remember, you were designed to thrive. So stick to the plan. We'll see y'all here next week. Dylan's Dive Bar, 9:30.